Welcome everybody, this is another video of Steve Does GIS, and here I'm going to be showing you some of the basics of how to produce a nice map. So we're concentrating here on cartographic output. To date we've just been using the data view. In other words, we're looking at all the data on the screen, we've been manipulating kind of how it looks and doing some operations on it, calculating distance, reclassification, that sort of thing. Here we're really just sort of concentrating on making the output look good. So there are, as you notice down the bottom here, there are two switches, one which describes data view and the other one which describes layout view. If we click on the layout view, we'll switch to effectively what you see is what you get, white page. So if I was to print this out now, this is what I would see. Then you can see it's got all of my map layers on in my layer menu visible. I have the roads, I have a US topo base map where I've set the transparency to 50%, and I have a digital elevation model in some rather natty colours. Now I want to add some things on to enable whoever's using the map to understand what they're looking at. So you can see I have the main map window highlighted with these corner tabs, and I can make it smaller to create some white space to add some useful information. Now if I go to the top menu, you can see fifth along from the left is the item insert, and there are various options which I can use to insert elements to my map, such as a title, some text, some neat lines, legend, north arrow, scale bar, all that sort of thing which makes a good map. So let's start with the title. So I'm just going to call this Death Valley, shall we? And I'm going to call it Furnace. Oh, come on Steve, spell right. Furnace Creek area. And you can see that's positioned that there, and I can move that around just simply by clicking on it and moving it about. I can also, if I want, change the font type. So if I have something highlighted, I can right click on it, go to properties like you would anything else, and change the symbology in there. So if I want it to be, I don't know, Baskerville or Old Face or something like that, I can change it. Click on OK, you can see the text font has changed. Similarly, I could possibly change the style, so I can change symbol. The font style there is, let's make it a little bit bigger. Let's make it 28. Click on OK. OK. You can see the font has increased in size. So basically, we can add text along those lines. Again, if we go to Insert, I can start adding. Let's add a north arrow. All maps should have a north arrow, and you've got a number of different styles to choose from. This is one I particularly like, so I'll pop that one on there. And again, we can reposition that. If we can make it bigger, make it smaller, just by dragging and dropping. So there we've got a north arrow. Again, all maps should have a scale bar, so we can choose a scale bar and click OK. Now that doesn't look particularly good because you can see some overlap because our units are meters and there's not enough space on the scale bar for all these things to fit. So again, we've got it highlighted so we can right click on it, go to properties, and okay, the division units at the moment are in meters. Well, let's make those kilometers. It will make those numbers a lot smaller. I could also put my label position, at the moment it's after the bar. I tend to put mine below the bar, and then you can mess around with the gaps and things. But let's just have a look, see how that looks. Whoa! So yeah, that's obviously gone miles off the screen. That may be because we haven't actually told ArcGIS the map units. So if I go to File and where is it again? File, map document, properties. No, it wasn't there. Edit, yes. No, it isn't. View, there we go. I know where I want to be, really, honestly. I've been using this software for more years than I care to remember. So yes, I want to be in View, and I want to be in the General tab, and you can see the display units. We set those to kilometers, and click on OK. Let's just go back to the properties there. Number of divisions. Okay, what's going on with this thing? Doesn't look right, does it? I'm going to delete that. If I just hit delete, it deletes it. Well, let's try that again. Scale bar, alternating scale bar. Ah, that's better, isn't it? Yes, you can move things around like that. Ooh, that looks horrible. Let's just try changing those properties. I'm going to put it below the bar for the things. Yeah. Yeah, okay, what's that look like? Yeah, that looks pretty good, I think. By the time I've messed on with that. Yeah, perfect. Okay, the last thing I might want to do here is add a legend, and you can see with the legend creator, it has all of the visible layers shown down here on the left. The legend items, these are the items which are going into the legend. The map layers down here, the stuff that you've got in your layers unit. And so I can click preview, have a look, see how that might look on the map. There it is there. And if happy with that, I can just click finish. Again, that's a movable item, so I can drag and drop that around. Now, one or two things which really I don't like here is that you can see the item labels are the same as the file names. So roads_1075 doesn't really help us any. We've got our topo maps there. We know that's a topo map. We could really do without that. Again, our DEM is a file name. Value is unset. I mean, what are these values here? Are they feet? Are they meters? Are they kilometers? Are they inches? We don't know. So we can simply edit those by highlighting in the layers layer and then clicking again, such that we have an edit bar, and I can call that, let's just say, I'll call that roads. You see the item changes in the legend as well. We don't want the base maps, so instead of just clicking there, we actually want to right click on the legend item, and we don't want that in there, so we can just simply remove that back into the layers. We don't want it in the legend items. Apply, so that item in the legend is gone. DEM again, if we just highlight it, one click again, I can say now that that is altitude. And the value, again, if I highlight value and click on value, I can say meters above sea level. So I've got meters above sea level, and just reposition that a bit. Let's review down there, so I can start moving stuff around so it looks all nice and neat. Yeah, that looks okay. I could probably put a neat line in there. Okay, so I've now got a neat line around my map. I'm just going to put it around my annotation items down there. Something like that. Right click on that neat line. I don't want a background. I just want a white background, so let's just put none. Okay, yeah, that looks nice. Yeah, I think that's doing well. If I wanted, I could also insert some text. You see a little text box has appeared. I can then edit that text. I could say something like projection. What was the projection? North American datum 1983 UTM zone 11N. That's good memory, isn't it? Again, I can just pop that down the bottom of the map like that. And the final thing, of course, is I need to know that it's your map. So again, I could put some text in there, and I'm just going to put my name in there. Yeah, nothing like a sense of humour as well. So there we go, and there it is. I can now save that by simply clicking on File. I can say Save As, and I'm saving that whole composition to the place I was working. Where was I working? I was working in here. I was working in teaching, I was working in 1075, 1075 practical, and I'm going to call that, let's just call it my map. That's a strange character doing in there. There we go. So that's saved that as a map composition, so I can open it up again and all its items will still be there. And the last thing I can do is I can export my map, so it's ready for printing. And so I can save it as a number of different formats, such as a JPEG, a GIF, a TIFF, or a PDF. I can save it as a PDF. Resolution depends what you're going to use it for. If you're going to insert it into a document which you're going to publish, you might want to use a much higher DPI, 300 plus, but for the kind of things that you're doing, 200 DPI is more than adequate. So I'll just click on OK, and there it is, finished. Nice map you can print out and hand it in.